Are you feeling nauseous?
No. I gotta get some air. I gotta get some air.
Okay, knockers, here we are in historic Kingston, Ontario at Fort Henry, where tonight we will be on a ghost walk. Of course, I am joined by my assistant, Brian, who... It's a fort, not a castle.
Oh, I should cancel the horse then.
I would hope so. Thank God we're not relying on Brian alone. We also have our resident psychic, Jim Hunt.
Richard, Brian, you guys, the energy up here is amazing. I can't wait for it this evening.
Neither can I. Let's go ghost hunting.
Hello? 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 Yes, I would like to cancel the horse. No, I don't want a donkey. Well, what color is it?
The thing about Fort Henry was I was there on a Halloween ghost walk, which is not real ghosts. It was all set up. So there was a level of that where I'd already been scared by the fort on purpose. So now it was lower key. It was less pressure, but at the same time, it's the places where nobody goes very often that I think are the ones that cause the most fear.
This morning was a little bit different. I felt more uneasy. I knew that there was going to be a lot of activity happening there, and I was hearing all my guides talk to me, this is going to be interesting. This is going to throw you off. This is going to be something that you're going to be so interested in and talk about this with your own grandchildren. So this was exciting for me.
I'm expecting this fort to be A, frickin' freezing, and B, really, really creepy because it's an old abandoned fort.
Sweet beats, proud to be a Canadian today. We are at historic Fort Henry in Kingston, Ontario, and there's no better place to start than at the beginning. So I am here with Mark Bennett. How are you, sir?
Good to see you, sir.
I don't know if I should salute you, not in uniform. So, Fort Henry, give it to us.
The fort is one of the three big citadels in North America built during the 1800s under British rule. You would start at the Citadel in Halifax, move down to the Citadel at Quebec City, and finishing off St. Lawrence River, the Citadel of Upper Canada, Fort Henry. The fort you're in now is actually Fort Henry number 2.
Oh, all right. So this wasn't the original?
Nope. The original fort was built in 1812. The British had established a naval dockyard down below the fort's hill, which today is the Royal Military College of Canada.
Okay.
It used to be a naval dockyard. In 1812, there's a little war going on between Britain and the United States.
Yeah,
I think it was called the War of 1812. At the time, the British realized, well, we have a naval dockyard at the bottom of the hill, but just behind it is this huge hill called Point Henry, named after Henry Hamilton. And the British realized, you know, if the Americans can circle around and come charging in over land from the north, if they take the big hill, they'll be able to attack the naval dockyard. We need to build a fort, not to stop them from coming over the water, to stop them from coming up the hill. And so the first Fort Henry was built. You build a fort on Point Henry, you call it Fort Henry.
Well, it makes sense. Fort Walter, not as popular.
No.
Okay, so Mark, we are now in one of the officers' quarters.
That is correct. The fort was a great posting. Every officer gets his own room. The men live in the same size room, up to 20 men per room.
Oh, well, in the same size.
In the same size.
Well, let's hope we're all fighting for the same thing then, hey? Okay, Mark, so where is this?
What we're going to do now is going to show you how the fort was expected to protect itself.
Okay.
So we're inside the main fort. There's a big ditch that goes all the way around.
I like a big ditch.
Yeah, so we're going to head down a flight of stairs.
Okay.
Go through a tunnel that'll make us leave the inside of the fort. We're going to go underneath the ditch, We'll end up at the outside wall of the ditch, but now we can shoot back in towards the fort. So now you could shoot from both directions.
Get them coming and going.
So there's no place to hide for anyone who'd be running around the ditch. So let's go have a look.
Let's descend.
Let us descend.
Not a lot of 6'4" people back in 18.
Well, the shorter the height, the quicker it is to build. So you just learned to crouch, my friend.
That's it. Well, you're not the first person to teach me.
So you have your soldiers shooting rifles.
Okay.
And then around the corner, some secret weapons.
Okay.
We'll shoot down the side walls of the fort.
All right.
It's a small cannon called a carronade.
Okay.
From the Cannon Works of Scotland. You wouldn't load it with a big cannonball.
No.
Doesn't get rid of enough people.
Big isn't always better, Mark.
No, you want to load it with something called canister shot. Oh. So that's like a coffee can full of lead shot the size of golf balls, so it becomes a giant shotgun.
It's a big buckshot rifle is what that is.
And if you look all the way down, the walls actually curve. So the shot would spread out and go around the side.
Wow.
And you'd fire it, it would recoil back, drop the gate so they can't be shooting at you, reload in a minute, lift the gate up, run it forward, fire it again. Wow. And that big door that we were coming down, the big gate, in a battle, that gets closed and locked behind us.
Until all's settled.
This is the only other opening in the fort aside from the main doorway that a human being could fit through.
Wow.
So if they could somehow the enemy could get in here, you wouldn't want them running into the middle.
That's right. There's no other way out.
Because the only other windows are the rifle loopholes.
Yeah, Brian, we could grease him up and get him through one of those if we were in a desperate spot.
Best of luck.
So I have someone sitting right beside me over here, and he's just doing this, and he's just looking. He's been looking at us this whole time and not saying a word, and he fades in and out. I can definitely feel the temperature changing here, so. But he's not inviting us to come back. That almost makes my stomach turn.
Oh my God, it's freezing out there. I'm not going to make it.
I have the perfect thing for you.
What is it?
It's this.
I'm not wearing a cape.
It's a cloak.
I think I can make that work. I always wrestle with everything. I've got the logical part of my brain and then the part that's crazy. And the crazy part believes in everything, and the logical part wants to see why it's not real. The bottom line for me is I do want to believe in ghosts. I do want to see proof. I do want to come away from this experience with a unique story that proves that there's something, regardless of what it is, going on after death. I leave my mind open to it as much as I can, and then I go back to the hotel room and watch porn.
What makes me afraid of the fort is the fact that it's an old abandoned fort, for starters. Nobody's there. Nobody lives there at all. It's just chilling, completely abandoned and empty and alone. Also the fact that it's the dead of winter and there's ice and snow and complete and utter darkness and it's freezing and doesn't the afterlife thrive in really cold temperatures anyways or something?
Well, it's another sweaty, blistering hot day here in Kingston, Ontario. We're at Fort Henry, and this is Megan Belanger, the Ghost Walk tour guide. It's a nice cape. Brian! Okay, Megan, this is known as the dry ditch, and it separates the inner and the outer walls. So what's the story that you have for this area?
So the dry ditch is a location of a very disastrous accident for poor Gunner Smith in 1838. Okay. Now, a lot of the deaths that did happen here at the fort were due to the improper use of firearms and artillery. Right. On this particular day, Gunner Smith was up on the top wall, on the inside wall, and he was loading one of the large guns that stood there. Okay. Now, he was using a paper cartridge, and they were notorious for being very dangerous. The cartridge was torn, and he was unfortunately not able to get clear of the gun before it ignited.
Oh no.
Yes. Gunner Smith was shot from the inner wall to clear the entire dry ditch and smash into the outer wall of the dry ditch.
That's a heck of an explosion. That's a hell of a distance. That's easily 20 yards easily.
It was quite an explosion and quite disastrous for Gunner Smith, as he ended up falling into the dry ditch and dying 6 rather long hours.
Oh, yeah, I would want to haunt something after that.
Yes,
yeah, that's
I think if there's-
share my pain, I think is the end of that story.
So this is officers' quarters number 3.
Okay.
Now the rooms in this hallway were originally used as the officers' quarters, and this one in particular is set up to represent what a junior officer's room would have looked like in
A
1867.
junior officer, so that's pretty good for a junior officer.
It is.
Yeah.
This room is also commonly believed to be the room in which Nils von Schultz spent the last days of his imprisonment. Well, mostly people will report in this room just an overwhelming feeling that there's somebody else here watching them.
Oh, all right.
A lot of members of the Fort Henry Guard have walked into this room and seen the chair behind this glass rocking back and forth.
No,
as
come
though
on.
someone is sitting in it, yeah. Others have even
That's
seen
creepy.
a blue or white glowing orb of light just hovering right over the seat of the rocking chair.
Shut up.
The orb of light will not move or make a sound, but they are so overwhelmed by its presence that the people who see it are forced to leave the room.
It's just too much for them.
Too much for them.
Oh. This is a working bakery in the summer.
Yes, it is.
For the tourists that come through, there's somebody in here working, so people are here a lot. So when there is something happening, there's usually somebody around to see something.
Yes.
How about you?
How about me? Yeah, those doors and I have a bit of a history.
Oh no, okay, all right. So you're the one they're playing push and pull with.
Well, I've never had them play push and pull with me, thank goodness.
Okay.
But I have witnessed them slam shut of their own accord on several occasions, which is a common occurrence here.
How do you react to that as a ghost walk tour guide?
You are required to keep your composure.
Not go screaming into the night. Yeah.
Not go screaming into the night, and continue with your story. We actually do have a disclaimer when we get into this room. Don't be surprised if the doors slam shut on us tonight, as it has happened before.
In front of a tour.
Yeah.
And do people believe that it just happened, or that no, you rigged that? No, that's part of the tour and all that.
Some people are skeptical. Some people think that it's the wind.
I'm one of those some people.
I was too, because the hallways can be a bit of a wind tunnel, and
Sure.
I absolutely believed. I'm like, oh no, those doors slamming, it's definitely the wind. Until one day, I was here overnight with our staff. Actually, we
Okay.
were here for a staff event, and I was sitting right beside one of the doors when it slammed shut, and I'm like, oh, this is hocus pocus. Nothing's going on here. So I immediately jump up, yank the door open to see if there's somebody there, and there's nothing. And I'm standing in front of the door again, and I look over my shoulder. Someone spoke to me, when suddenly the door right in front of my face slams shut.
You're standing right there.
Right.
Nobody's there.
And there's no wind. I guarantee you that there
Wow.
was not a gust of wind when that happened.
I bet you there was some wind after it happened.
Yeah,
I know when things like that
going in
scare
the
me, there's a
opposite
lot of
direction.
wind. Don't stand behind me is what I'm going to tell you for the rest of the tour.
I give off an energy that I've always wanted to help people. I come off sometimes through childhood as a little bit of a standoffish type child. I kept on hearing things. I thought I was going crazy, but they said to me, can we just talk? Can we just sit here and talk to you? We have something to say. We want you to tell this to this person, that to that person. And I guess I was just considered a messenger for all the spirit world. I'm being drawn to go downstairs, so I'm just gonna go downstairs. I'm being called to go downstairs. If you smell sulfur before me, you let me know. I don't understand what someone is like doing this. And it's as if they're waiting for someone to come through. And then every corridor, I've seen someone like this, doing this, almost in every sequence. They're hiding in here. Someone got hurt here. So here is where I'm coming into evil. And he's not a part of this fort, but I don't know who he is. And it is a he. You're gonna let us know that you're here? Like these people were kids in here. Like they were army people, but they were kids. And then they just came here, moved on, and came back again. In so many situations when I walk into some place that is haunted, there's always, just like in today's day and age, there is somebody that controls a lot of the spiritual activity that would go on. There is always a leader, and then there are followers. And I noticed that many of the soldiers would look at me, they would draw their head, turn their heads left to right, never giving me direct eye contact, which was very interesting for me. I would ask a question, they wouldn't answer me back, but you can feel the fear in their energy, which was controlling them. They wanted to say something, but they weren't allowed for fear of retribution by whoever was controlling them. So I had to dig deeper into all of this, which was something that I was looking forward to. So I have someone sitting right beside me over here, and he's just doing this, and he's just looking. He's been looking at us this whole time and not saying a word, and he fades in and out. But I can definitely feel the temperature changing here, so. But he's not inviting us to come back. That almost makes my stomach turn. The person that was sitting back there at the officers' meeting room is right here. Validation is something that every psychic, every medium, anybody with any spiritual gifts are always looking for. And when somebody tells me something right after I've explained something, that just makes my heart go, wow, I'm not crazy. And that's one of the biggest things, because we even think that we're not that real. We're wondering where we get this information from, because it comes out of nowhere. See, when I was in the room without looking, that's what I was seeing, sitting down. But is that an officer? See, I don't know enough about this stuff. Field officer, okay. Whoever was sitting there, his name is Henri or Andre. I can't pick it up yet.
The most frustrating thing about Jim's abilities is that he seems to have the best seat for them. The rest of us are all craning around him to see what he's seeing. It can be frustrating, but the one thing I've learned to do is just to accept everything he says, which, you know, is bothersome because I keep lending him money.
There's a lot of energy in here. So there's a lot of screaming going on, a lot of anger, a lot of people crying. The walls, it just is a temperament of sadness. If the person was really bad, they'd lock them up and keep them in one cell. But not very often were so many people in here, so they would just lock that first door and they'd have access to all cells. They were mean, but they weren't that mean. And what drove the soldiers that ended up being in here was the sense of hearing the laughter and the conversations outside of these cells. And that's including the man that was hung. He was in here as well, I'm just being told.
Well, that would be the tale of Niels von Schultz, who was executed here at Fort Henry.
Why? What did he do?
He led an invasion from America. He had moved...
Niels von Schultz led an invasion from America.
Yes, people don't realize it. It's called the Battle of the Windmill back in 1838. It happened at Prescott. Oh. Von Schultz was the leader. So he was put on trial here at Fort Henry. And a young lawyer from Kingston stepped forward and said, I may not agree with what he's done, but every human is allowed a fair and just trial. That was a gentleman called John A. MacDonald.
Oh, wow.
A young lawyer in Kingston.
He's going to be huge someday, I'm sure.
I
Sounds
think
like
so.
a go-getter.
I think so. Von Schultz was put on trial. He stood up and pleaded guilty. As the officer, he was responsible.
Oh, well, that's good for him.
So MacDonald said, well, there goes the defense. I better work on the will. And Niels von Schultz was executed on the main hill of Fort Henry, December 8th, 1838. And some say his spirit may haunt this fort to this very day.
It's so weird. Like I'm being told a public hanging is to throw fear into all the locals. And the release of the trap door is what I'm getting. This was the last place of safety for this person. I don't know if it's in this cell or the one further over, but I'm feeling him everywhere. It doesn't necessarily make it right or wrong, but He was here. That's sad. I'm being pushed. They don't want me to go in there. Soldier, like his hands are completely burnt. That's who's there. Not melted off, but pretty close. Somebody was sick in this room. An unbelievable smell of ammonia. Whoever he is, he's right behind you.
Perfect, great. Let's go into the cell where he was killed. Yay!
He wasn't killed in there. He was hung on a hill.
Oh, still.
All right, so here we are in one of the barracks in Fort Henry where we'll be spending the night during our ghost walk. What are you doing?
I'm making for happiness.
Oh my God, why are you doing that? Did you unpack the car?
Obviously.
Where's Jim?
He's right here.
I don't feel any energy around here at all, guys. Oh, hang on, there's a dime here.
Oh my God, carry on. As a public place, I think some of the energy in it dissipates by nature of the fact that a lot of people are traipsing through it on a daily basis. But that fort I didn't feel anything. I wasn't afraid. You know, it was one of the places where when Jim would ask for somebody to knock if they were there, we'd hear a knock. But it was like 4 rooms over or something. And in my opinion, that's one of those things where it's like, that's too coincidental. But if it's right there in the room and no one's moved, then I'm going to believe that one. I mean, because that's where, yeah, if I'm going to believe, I need to believe big. So for me, I think I was feeling less nervous, which made me less open to sensing anything.
Ghosts very much scare me because while as an entity, they can't do anything because you can't touch them, but they can touch things themselves if they bolster up enough energy. So like, for example, they could pick up an ice pick and hurtle the ice pick towards you, and then the ice pick impales you and kills you. You never know what could happen, and you can't see them. That's terrifying.
They are trying desperately to keep us out of that fort. Nobody wants us in there. We're invading their privacy. This is their time, and we're taking charge of that. They've had some ghost walks in there that has compiled some information, but they are trying to figure out exactly what these 3 or 4, 5 men are trying to do all at once and stay together as a group. They think that we're trying to get rid of them. From what I pick up and what I get from my guides is he was at house arrest there and stayed there for quite a few weeks before and during his trial. But on the day that he was being hanged, he was in here along with other people that were completely crying and whining in here like it was horrible. So here, this is where he was.
Oh my God, okay. Yeah, definitely able to play into them. Okay, perfect, great. Let's go into the cell where he was killed. Yay!
He wasn't killed in there, he was hung on a hill.
Oh, still.
This is
oh my God.
This is where he was.
Oh my God, okay. Oh, this isn't claustrophobic at all.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if this bed was in here, but I know that he was in this room in particular, and that he was basically pacing back and forth. The man onto this side of the wall to my left was crying uncontrollably, and this person over here was hitting himself, like hurting himself on the right-hand side. And that was what I was picking up through my walkthrough today. I can't pronounce this.
One.
Now, what box is this that Brian's holding?
Yeah.
What is this?
This is an EMF meter where it allows you to see actual energy from a spirit to come into the room.
Okay.
And anything from 1 up, we have a visitor.
Okay.
And it can go in and out because the energy is very hard for a spirit to keep up that energy for that length of time.
And why in particular is Brian carrying this box?
A lot of spirits don't like people with whiny voices.
I don't have a whiny voice.
Okay.
Sweetie.
And has it peaked already?
It's 0.9.
It's up to 12 now, actually, after that outburst. Whiny. You know, the most impressive thing about Brian's range is not just how high it goes, but how long it takes for my ears to stop ringing. It sometimes can take weeks.
So this is a spirit box.
Yep.
And it should pick up any type of voice going at any time. And sometimes it can be very consistent in its conversation with us. Can someone let us know that you're in here? Oh. There's a spike in the temperature, that's why that's going off. Do you know who's in the room with us? Oh, hello.
Oh, that did not sound happy at all.
Somebody. Do you...
Oh, that was a really deep voice.
Gunnar, are you with us?
Whoa.
Hello, Gunnar. Everyone's yelling in my ear that Gunnar's here.
And you're not getting any more than Gunnar?
I'm just getting Gunnar.
Because we were told today about a man who was loading a gun on the top of where we're standing, more or less, and it misfired and blew him across the to the second wall, and he died 6 days later. 6 hours later, sorry.
Jeez.
And it just said, I'm here.
Hi, Gunnar.
He's here?
You want us to stay? Is there somebody by the name of Paul in here? I'm looking for Paul.
Whoa! What the hell was that?
Hello?
That was outside the room.
Can someone let me know if you're in here, please? Is this Paul?
I heard Paul that time.
Paul,
Yeah.
I feel you very much in the room. Are you okay today?
Oh my god. Oh.
Can someone let us know that you're here, please? I'm gonna knock twice. Knocking twice back would be amazing.
Shut up. What was that?
What the hell was that? What the hell was that?
That's Paul.
But that's only
Paul.
one knock, he didn't give us two.
No, but that was more than enough that he can start. I'm gonna make some more noise, Paul.
Oh my god. In the very next cell, next door to where we are, in the same building, there's a loud bang just happens out of nowhere. We're all in this cell together. So it's not because we did anything, like nobody was in the room next to us. Nobody was there at all. So who made that noise? Who? Oh my god.
That was a little creepy for me too, guys.
That was creepy. I'm sorry.
I wish it had happened in the room, though.
Greg says he hears something in this next room.
Okay.
Do we want to move in there?
Yeah, because that's where that's the person that's crying and going crazy, guys.
Well, that's where that sound came from.
Okay.
We were standing right beside it.
That was.
Whoa, what the hell? What did you just see?
I don't know.
Oh my god, okay.
So there we are in a cell. We had the camera on the window and there was no movement for 8 minutes until we actually started talking about the prisoners that had been in that cell. And then there was movement. I mean, as I say, windy out, we would have had rattling throughout, but not until that precise moment.
I'm so sorry that you're going to be hurt. You don't have to relive this anymore.
Oh my god.
You can honestly go to the light. This time you can go to the light. You don't have to suffer anymore. Can someone follow the light on my left?
What light?
I have an orb that's just following up the wall. He's right here, and he's leaned over, and he's just like this. Oh my God, this man is so, the spirit is so sad, guys. You can go to the light, please. Sometimes this job is not fun, guys. The sadness that you can feel from a spirit is not the best in the world.
Things got really serious. This ghost that Jim's talking to was reliving this moment, this very terrible moment that happened to him when he was actually alive. And he was reliving it over and over and over again. He was very, very upset and afraid and scared. Jim asked us to kind of respect what was happening. So he took a few moments to actually help this ghost out and help it to kind of move forward from this like eternal life of pain that it was going through. It was actually kind of heartbreaking.
But there was a heaviness around my heart, a heaviness around my chest that this was going to be the last time and that these people were ever going to be alive again. You have to understand something. It doesn't have to be an anniversary. This is a daily evening thing. Every night they are putting up with this horrific feeling because they have not moved towards light or taken care of themselves or believe that they're dead. The hardest things for the general public, my friends, family, is to understand what it's really like to be taken over or try to be taken over by something and walk into your body. And normally they walk right out and drain you of your energy. But for something to walk into my body, stay there and not move and try and take control of what I was doing is and will be one of the most frightening things in my life.
Okay, so I am standing just outside the room that is reportedly to have held Niles before they executed him.
Okay.
And you were just saying you felt...
freaking nauseous and my head felt like it was in a vice.
Okay, so today on our walkthrough with Megan, she said that people often report in that room, particularly coming into it, feeling awful, and then by the time they leave it, they're fine again. Especially children. Some children are quite susceptible to that feeling.
There's such a sense of anguish in there, Richard, and it's like people are like he's so distraught, angry,
right,
upset. I'm gonna come in, but I can't last more than a minute in there without feeling nauseous and overwhelmed with fear and sadness and anxiousness.
Okay.
He stays behind the window. He doesn't come out and attack, but he really puts on such a horrible air of like I'm already feeling like I'm in a vice, and I'm not more than 3 meters away from the door.
Okay.
All right? I'm here to give you some peace in your heart. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm not the Americans, nor am I the Canadians that tried to hurt you. I'm going to knock. Can everyone be extremely quiet? Because I'm already getting sick. Neil, can you let us know that you're here, please? I'm going to knock on your window. Can you knock back?
I heard knock, knock, knock.
Thank you, Neil. I'm not here to hurt you, and I'm not here to do anything, and I'm not here to make you relive your life. He's right here. I'd like you to put your hand on this window. Give it a second, give it a minute, and he'll knock right back.
I'm terrified.
Okay, feels like my head's in a vice again. Holy crap, man. Oh. You hear that?
Yeah.
That was a voice. That was a female voice back there, guys.
I haven't been this afraid since I saw my rocking chair rock back and forth by itself in my basement at 3 a.m.
I'm going to knock again on the window because he's being ignorant.
What the hell was that?
So when I'm looking this way, I'm watching someone go from left to right through the wall. And now they're going through again, and now there's a third one going. I gotta get some air. I gotta get some air.
It's 1.1 right now. So he's like all around, apparently. I'm really worried about Jen. I'm really, really worried.
That's not happened to me in a very long time.
Very.
Man.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Very worried about you right now.
This is like.
It's 1.3. Oh no, it's 1.1.
Okay, there's a shadow right here, guys. They're looking at us making fun.
They're making fun?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, everybody. Sorry.
No, I want you to be.
Neil, I'm not gonna leave. And that wasn't very polite. I'm gonna knock again. Knock back, please. Something's over there.
I heard a cough like a child.
Yeah.
Was a definite knock.
Somebody want to come with me so I can shut that door? I need the orbs to show themselves up.
Oh God. Okay.
Coming?
Yeah, let's all go.
Let's go.
Oh God. Okay.
I need a breather anyway. I've not been attacked like that. I can't remember. Maybe since I was a kid. Yeah, because it takes so much energy from me. It's like I feel like wow. So this is the first time in my lifetime in front of people that's actually happened to me.
Wow.
I've gotten nauseous, but I've never been forced to come out to take a breath of fresh air in my lifetime. In my lifetime. I'm just calming down. Holy crap.
Okay.
There was just shadows moving under the light of that door, guys.
Oh my God.
That is so cool.
That's creepy.
There it is again.
Fort Happiness.
What are you doing?
Richard.
There's only room for one in here. Occupied. Rude.
What?
Rules of Fort Happiness. Read your manual. So why do all this, you ask? Well, I'll tell you why. Because life has become unmagical. We live in this electronic age. Everything's explained. We watch movies where people Photoshop and digitally put in landscapes and faces and everything, and the magic happens, but it's always visually presented in a movie or TV show. I want the magic that has inspired all of what we're seeing now to meet me one-on-one, face-to-face. That's what I'd like to do with Knock Knock Ghost. If we can get just one shred of proof that something unexplainable is going on after we die, then I'll feel that my work here is done.
Let's examine what's happened so far. We've been in this cell with this awful, awful, horrible, sad ghost. We had a scary, scary, scary bang happen. Poor Jim was attacked by something and got sick. And Richard wants to keep going. Perfect. That's just perfect. I can't believe we're still going on. I would have been running down the hill screaming long ago if I was allowed to. And to top it all off, I still can't find my cloak.
Sorry, I don't know if that was your flashlight. I just saw something.
Some kind of weird light orby thing goes flying through the screen. And that is not influenced by me or any camera equipment or my back. Like if that were to happen and it was like some kind of light reflection, like I would have helped influence that. And like, and it you can see that it's not.
This is like a vortex of very, very unhappy spirits. Where they come from, I doubt if they come from Fort Henry. These are just spirits that have taken over a room.
There's a light on the floor here that's blinking and turning on.
I saw that earlier. It's just a very, very unhappy.
What was that? That was really loud. Oh, you're right there.
These entities have a strong sense of intelligence to be able to want to control. So people that come through here, I'm being touched on my leg right now. I'm like my left leg.
Oh, that's creepy.
But this is something that doesn't belong to Fort Henry at all. This is just something that belongs to the evil side of the spirit's world. We're stronger than they are.
There's a light coming from in that room, but there's nothing in there. It was just dark a second ago. Like, what's that light coming from?
Where?
In the very front room. Is it like the doors being pushed open from the wind? Okay, I'm getting really frightened. Really, really frightened. Ooh!
There's a lot of stuff above us right now. They don't follow us. They try and avoid us. There's voices here too, guys.
Should we try the spirit box, Jim?
Okay, why don't we give that a go? I'm just going to drop this here. We're sitting at 1.0 on the meter. I'm going to turn this on the spirit box. Who's with us? Who's dead? Can you talk to us now, please? Who's with us in this room?
What? I'm completely terrified.
Hello? Who's with us? Okay, there's shadows. Okay, Brian, you're right this time. Sorry.
Oh,
Holy crap.
okay.
There was just shadows moving under the light of that door, guys.
Oh my God.
That is so cool.
That's creepy.
There it is again. Are you getting this, guys?
Getting what?
How bright this is? Who's in that room? That just went extremely bright for no reason.
What are you talking about? What's getting bright?
The archway is all white with the door light underneath. That was completely dark a few minutes ago. When you're walking into some place that is considered haunted, the ghosts aren't just going to come out, the spirits aren't going to come out, the bad is just not going to come out. They're not doing anything to try and throw us off. If they're there, and they will show up. You can go days without seeing a ghost or feeling anything. You can go months without feeling anything. But all of a sudden they'll come in droves, and they are there to prove a point. They want to be seen and heard, because that's a majority of what ghosts are there in the first place. But if they filled their desires, they're going to look at us, they're going to hide in between the walls, they're going to hide under the floors, above the ceilings, in lights, indoors. They're not going to come out. They're just going to look at us and laugh. But when they come out, be prepared to talk to them. Be prepared for something that you never know is going to attack you, talk to you, surprise you, inform you, feel, scratch, pull your hair. They're there. Trust me. It's all happened.
All right, so we're coming to the end of our ghost walk here at Fort Henry in Kingston, Ontario. Jim, you've experienced some unique experiences you haven't.
This has been an unbelievable experience for a very long time. One of the things that I've never picked up before was a spirit, a single spirit, showing two different types of energies.
Okay. We had a lot of orbs.
Yes, we did.
I've seen a couple of them now on camera, and they weren't reflective light or dust particles in my mind, like now seeing them that way. But a little creepy, a little weird. Brian's already wet his pants twice.
Yes, I'm completely and utterly terrified.
Yeah. And now we get to spend the night.
Great! Yay!
So
excited.
So
no, I don't think I'd want to sleep here either, actually. So there we go.
That's why I call the middle. It's a Richard sandwich, and you boys are the bread. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Did someone close us a bit before going in?
Close it?
Because it was like, it was like that. When we came up here, Jim had to push it open.
Where's the wind?
But it's heavy. There's no way the wind could have blown that close. Like it's no way. There's no wind in here to blow this closed.
Pretty strong wind.
Like it was literally, it was like that.
Or imagining things.
No, right? Jim, you had to open this.
Yeah. Well, we might see that on camera then. When
It
we
was
went
fully
down.
open.
Yeah, check the camera and see where the door was.
Because I remember thinking, is this going to be closed or is it going to stay open all the way?
And that's deep enough for it to make a difference?
Oh, absolutely. And
This door isn't going to be able to close and lock on us, is it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, good. So as we're coming back out from the tunnel, there is this really super heavy door. Like I could barely move it. And it's been moved. Before we went down, it was in a different position. And now that we're coming back up, it's very obviously been moved by something. It can't be wind. There's no windows open or anything to make a strong gust of a wind strong enough to move this really heavy door. There's no possible way that it was wind.
Just like as if they are pushing with their hands, we push things with our hands. They are doing the exact same momentum as we have. Sometimes they just go through it and it doesn't move, but they have an opportunity to materialize that pencil will move because of the energy that's surrounding their body, their ghost, their spirit. There's like a film, like a little cloud that they can move something. What an uncomfortable feeling this place is, eh?
Yeah, okay, I'm ready to...
Are we ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready. Onward, ho.
Somebody throw something?
Right now?
Yeah.
No.
I heard something clink, but I mean, who's to say it's anything?
Ooh.
Well, whenever I turn my back, I feel them on me.
Yeah.
I can always feel the pressure
Right.
of pushing. But it does
Yeah, I smelled something that went by, but it's not, it's an organic smell, but nothing, it made me think almost of a flowers or something, like a...
We smelled that earlier, didn't we?
No, I didn't. But I mean, there's a lot of smells in this building, because, I mean, especially when we went into the office where they would have kept Niles, that smelled old, like dusty and old, but that smell right there.
There we go again. Is somebody throwing something at us? Did somebody tell me that?
What's happening?
Yeah, it sounded like a nut or something fell out of a piece
Yeah.
of equipment.
Yeah. Or somebody kicked something with their foot as they were walking.
Yeah, me too.
On the audio.
infrared capabilities of the infrared camera on camera number 2. Camera number 2.
Let's just move over half a step for Jim, because that's coming right up his hoop.
I've never had wind go up my dress like this before in my life.
That's a lie.
We are rolling when you're ready.
That
Oh
one.
my god, yeah, they're really, really faint. So
There's a big one that comes like from the top of his hat.
when you don't, or if you're not wearing your glasses, yeah, because they're really, you have to be.
Get ready for it.
Oh my god.
Oh, all right, I saw that. Yeah.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it
and that
only-
wasn't dust for sure.
No, I only got this